Hi, and welcome to TTELT, Teaching Tips for English Language Teachers, a program of educators worldwide. I'm your host today, Melanie Gobert.
Hello, everyone. This is Melanie Gobert, your host for today's episode of TTELT, Teaching Tips for English Language Teachers. Joining us today is Marine Malad. She's the local dean of the Faculty of Language Studies at the Arab Open University in Kuwait. Welcome, Marine.
Hi, Melanie. Welcome. Thank you for having me today.
Today, Dr. Marine is going to be talking to us about artificial intelligence, AI, and English language teaching. Over to you, Dr. Marine.
Thank you. Of course, I would find this topic very interesting for many of our educators, especially in the English language teaching field. Because, every now and then we would have a specific method or approach that is so trendy, and many educators would be willing to engage in discovering it and trying to do some research or action research or application to discover more about it. So like I remember in 2009 and 2008, the idea of blended learning started to be dominant or started to attract many many attention of other educators. So I remember that at that time I started working on blended learning and hybrid learning and the online distance learning and all of these things, which made it easier for us, especially at our university, Arab Open University, to cope with all the challenges and the changes happened during the pandemic. So AOU, or Arab Open University, started in 2002, and since the beginning we were adopting the blended learning approach. So when the pandemic started hitting us in 2020, it took us like a couple of weeks, actually 3 weeks, I remember, when we started using the feature of our LMS called Big Blue Button to start giving our students some virtual lectures, or we started it as virtual discussion of the material so they can continue studying, because we had already started and we had even done some assessment with them. So we were just trying to continue using what we have and what we have been doing since 2002. So it took us no time. And then we started using Zoom to update it, and Teams and all the other apps, just to cope with the current circumstances. So this is the same feeling I'm feeling now, especially in November 2022, when ChatGPT started appearing and all the people and the students were started talking about it, and many of us felt overwhelmed, and we had different feelings towards it. Some of us were very afraid and pessimistic about it. It's going to replace us, especially for language learning and humanities. No need for this field anymore. We're going to be obsolete. Some were very optimistic and looking forward to discover more aspects of this AI and how it might be a huge step in improving our teaching skills and our students' learning skills as well. So this drew my attention that I need to know more about AI, and I need to know more about ChatGPT and all of these new applications. Of course, now we have millions. I don't know millions or how many applications, but we have plenty nowadays. So I discovered that AI is not a new thing. Actually, AI has started like in the 50s or something, like 1956 or something like that. And they started in different forms. So I remembered, oh my God, I'm using AI when I'm using Google Map. to reach a destination. I'm using AI when I'm using any machine learning tool to translate or to teach my students in laboratory phonics or anything related to language pronunciation and and even translation. What else? Even the idea of using AI in I used it like in 2009. I remember I designed a dialogue for my program, and I asked a program, an app in the computer PC, normal PC, to start doing the conversation. So I didn't have to record it with another colleague. I just chose the male voice and the female voice. Although it felt like it is computerized a little bit, we cannot deny it, but still it was an achievement in 2009 that a whole dialogue is being conducted as if it's a real one, but of course it was by machine. So I came to realization that AI is already there, but now it has developed to the extent that we cannot blink an eye anymore. We cannot neglect its existence, and we cannot say no, it's not right, or we're not going to use it, or it's not going to be beneficial for us in any aspect or for our students, because we're going to be looking like dinosaurs. We're going to be falling behind, and our students and our kids are going to laugh at us for not getting or accepting the reality that AI is going to be part and parcel of our daily activities, and of course our teaching, if we want to sustain in such a profession. So therefore, I started investigating more, and of course now I started discovering the Chat GPT version, which is 3.5, and now of course we have, and this is for free, and now we have the 4 version, which is offered for fees, and we have Copilot with Microsoft, and we have a lot, and Quizlet and Kahoot have these two have been used for a couple of years now for creating interactive quizzes in classroom and getting the students to interact using their own mobile phones, especially that our university is for adult learning, for, learners for higher education. So this is natural that each one of them is having their own mobile. So once we display the QR code or the access code and ask them to do this game and play this game together to see who's the winner, you will be surprised how they are going to be very enthusiastic and alert. So after being bored a little bit or sleepy a little bit, you will win their total interaction in the classroom just by using one of these apps as a game in class. So now the idea of gamification is not a new idea. But now, with the use of AI and with the use of all these modern applications, the idea of a gamification is part, or it should be part of our daily practices, should be part of our daily presentation in classroom. Therefore, I started thinking about what else? What's next? What about the future? Are we going to have different every a couple of months, not even year? Are we going to have a new feature, new apps, and new services? And of course, since I started investigating this in November 2022 till now, we are in May 2024. Huge progress has been attained, huge progress that we need to keep up with. I know it's not easy. I know that many of my co-workers and my colleagues are feeling overwhelmed with all this fast pace of technology development. Yet we have to start changing our mindset. We have to start accepting that we need to study these apps. We need to see it's going to be useful for me in which course. It depends on the nature of the course. If it's a skill-based course, if it's a content-based course, how I'm going to use it. Like recently now, our university is adopting a program related to virtual reality and augmented reality. Now we are in the phase of piloting. We started receiving training and application in last October 2023, and in February 2024 we started a pilot, a small piloting, because the number of students is not that great, but it is helping us to start discovering what are the what are the different attitudes towards using such virtual reality and augmented reality. So far, we haven't reached the final stage to collect the data officially, but we're going to do that very soon. But so far, just by interviewing few students and interviewing even tutors who are using this program of augmented reality, some of them are overwhelmed, of my colleagues. Some of the tutors are overwhelmed. Some of them are resistant to the change, because simply people don't want to step out of comfort zone or trying new things, because you feel that I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm skillful and excellent in what I'm doing. That this is how sometimes we deceive ourselves. So some of them were reluctant to use it, and then later on, when we started talking to them and talking about how we need to change the outlook towards use of technology, especially use of AI and virtual reality and augmented reality, they started working with it. The students, some of students reported technical issues, and it's not user friendly, and it requires a lot of preparation and setup, and maybe the app is not compatible with our laptop or the tablet, or all of these. All of these are expected challenges and expected problems. And we face it whenever we have a new application. We face it every time we have a new even program. It doesn't have to be artificial intelligence. When we have a new course material that can be even printed book, we still face this sort of resistance for change and having these mixed feelings.
Okay,
That's
thank you so much, Dr. Marine. I'm going to have to stop you there because we're just about out of time. But thank you so much for joining us and sharing with us your preliminary research. I think the world of AI has a lot to offer, and we need to all get excited about it. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
This has been Melanie Gobert, your host for today's episode of TTELT, Teaching Tips for English Language Teachers. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us today. Share with us how you are using these tips. Leave us a comment or voice message on social media or at ttelt.org. Thanks for joining this episode of TTELT, brought to you by educators worldwide. Follow, like, and subscribe to TTELT on your social media, and try a new teaching tip today.